Hey, what's up, guys? It's Stevie G. I'm just hanging out here in my car, and I just want to talk about, as you can see from the video, the new era of Foster the People. For people who don't know, Foster the People is an alternative indie rock band that started in 2009. They have two huge hits. They have Pumped Up Kicks in 2011 and Sit Next to Me in 2018. Just today, they came out with a new single called Lamb's Wool, which I will get to my thoughts on the song in a minute. But I just wanted to talk about the new era, how I think it's going to go, and I'm ranking the songs top 6. So I think their new era is going to be very promising. All 6 of their songs in this era so far, I love. They're all very good. Some of them are very good in the vocal performance. Some are very good in the guitars. And some are synth, bass, the whole thing. I think in some songs, a specific instrument or vocals, will, be, the most prevalent. In some songs, it might be something else. And in some of the songs, which you'll see and I'll explain, everything is so prevalent and works so well together. So, yeah, I'm going to do my top 6 Foster the People new era songs. I understand there's going to be new songs coming out. I will do another video on this once album 4 is out, which should be sometime this year. Okay, number 6, we're going to have It's Okay to Be Human. I thought this vocal performance on this was flat out phenomenal. I thought his vocals for that, it's between that and Worst Nights for his best vocals in this new era. The reason why I have it at number 6 is just because it's a piano ballad. And, the piano, it's just a little bit of piano and a little bit of xylophone, but it's really supposed to be focused around the vocals, and it's not really that upbeat of a song, especially if you read the lyrics. Actually, I think the lyrics still are very crafty, even though some of the lyrics I might disagree with, but some of it's all very crafty and creative. He very consistent with the lyrics. That's kind of all my thoughts on the song. I mean, it's a solid song. I do listen to it every once in a while because I think it's a great piano ballad. And like I said, the vocal performance just blew me away the first time I heard this song. It was just in the middle of the day. They just randomly uploaded this song I saw on SoundCloud. It's Okay to Be Human. I was like, what the hell is this? I click on the song, and I listened to it, and I was blown away by it. I thought the vocals were really well done. I thought the piano was a little dull, but you could tell what they were he was focusing on more was his vocals. All right, coming in at number 5 is the new single Lamb's Wool. The reason why I have Lamb's Wool at number 5, even though I would say I had immediately positive reviews on the song, is because it doesn't seem like he experimented too much. It seemed like, even with everything, the drums, the bass, the guitar, the piano, they kind of just stay in their comfort zone. I keep saying he. They kept, staying in their comfort zones. They didn't really adventure too far out. But the lyrics are still crafty. And the first time I heard this song was actually before it was released. The singer, Mark, he was a DJ on Alt Nation that day, and he played the song. And immediately I had positive review on the song. I thought it was a great song. Like I said, the lyrics were crafty. The keyboards and the synths, I think, were the only things that really shine through the song. The drum beat was kind of just basic and simple. The guitars and the bass were underneath all the layers, so you didn't hear it too much. But and still, the singing was good. It just wasn't up to Mark's expertise, I guess. He's really good with his range of high and low, and he kind of just kept it around the same area the entire song. But still, lyrics were crafty. Still a very creative song. I would recommend listening to it. And on to number 4. Number 4 would be Worst Nights. When I first heard Worst Nights, I originally had mixed reviews on it, but then it quickly became positive because I realized the vocals. The vocals are very comparable with It's Okay to Be Human. The vocals, in my opinion, were by far the best part of the track. The drums were kind of boring. The guitar was kind of boring. The bass line was cool, but the vocals was what kept it together. Same with the synths were a little boring too. But yeah, the vocals is what like made you want to listen to the song. It's not even my favorite, like even close to my favorite song, but I know all the lyrics and I love singing along to it anytime it comes on because it's just a very catchy song. And I would say that song was what I think of Mark Foster. I think of him as a crafty songwriter that, has darker feelings, but can make a very, happy song. That's one of the thoughts I go towards. And some of the parts on it are pretty hard to do. Like, I can't see many vocalists doing that except for him. Maybe because of the high pitch that he can do, but it was honestly, like, really good. When I first heard, like I said, when I first heard the song, I was like, holy cow, the vocals are very good and catchy. Especially that chorus. The lyrics are catchy, and the verse are catchy too, but like I said, and then going back to the other instruments, like, I don't want to say that any of the instruments sucked in the song, but the keyboard was very repetitive. The guitars just had a couple of changes throughout all of it. You could tell it wasn't centered around guitars. The drums was one beat too. The bass was, like I said, that was the other thing. The bass was fairly creative. I thought the bass line was pretty cool. It did drive the song and the rhythm, and I would say it just held the song with the vocals. Here's the vocals, here's the instruments. The bass was just melding it together, and it sounded pretty good. All right, number three, and this is subject to change because I'm always fighting which of these songs should be number 3 and number 2. But number 3 is, at the moment, Imagination. Imagination was a really good song. When I first heard it, and I heard that opening guitar riff, I was like, this is going to be a good song. And it doesn't surprise me at all that this song, out of like their 6 songs that are out now, for their new songs, that this one's by far the most popular. This is one of the songs where I was talking about at the beginning. All the instruments were very prevalent and had something huge to conjugate to it. The bass line was infectious. The drums were very groovy. And honestly, I'd like to learn it on the drums. It sounds like a really chill song on the drums. The keyboards were like, I think they took like the bass in Worst Nights, like that place. They melded the song together and made it sound like a good song. The guitars on it are probably like the best thing. They have this nice intro and like post chorus to second verse riff that was just so good. I think the bridge riff was really good too. And I really like the solo with all the effects. It makes it sound like guitars on drugs, but it just sounds so good. And then the verse and chorus, Sean just has this atmospheric effect on it, and I think it just is really good for the song. Now the vocals on that song, they are wonderful. Let me tell you, Mark, it won't stop impressing me with his vocal range. My God, he is such a good singer on the verse, the chorus, the bridge. And the final chorus, in my opinion, is the best part of the song besides the solo. With the vocals, it's definitely the last chorus. Because he was able to layer all these parts over it, and it just sounded so good together, Let me tell you, he doesn't really fail to impress me, especially on the vocals. All the other parts, though, they were pretty good. And honestly, like I said, he even said this in a couple of interviews. He likes songs where the instruments all compete for like the best spot, but they, in the same time, it's supposed to be like make a mess, but it's supposed to sound like really good. I would say Imagination is definitely that kind of song. And that's all I kind of have to say about Imagination. It's a great song. I would definitely recommend it. It came out last summer. It's a good like wake up summer song in my opinion. On to number 2. Like I said, this could be down to number 3, number 2, depending on the day, is Pick You Up. Pick You Up came out, I think it was my first day of school. When I heard it on the bus that day, I couldn't stay up because, I don't know, I was just very tired. And I first heard the song. I heard that open keyboard chord and then the drum fill. I was like, yeah, this is going to be a good song. For some reason, though, the keyboard is almost non-existent in the song. It cuts out like literally after the intro, and I can't see the keyboard really being anywhere else in the song. It's really just a guitar-driven song that has, my opinion, the best drums Mark Pontius has done in this era. And the bass guitar has this one really good bass line that repeats throughout most of the song, and then in the bridge it has this different bass line, and it sounds, like I said, really good. My favorite guitar riff from that song is definitely the bridge. It's very creative. It's very punchy, and it goes perfect with the way the bridge is set up. But yeah, going back to the drums too, the drums definitely sounded the best in that in of the era. The drums sounded the best in that song. Definitely, it had a lot of fills. Just the tone of the snare was really on par, and I like what he did. The tricks with the bass drum, I thought sounded really cool. The vocals weren't the best performance he had out of it, but the lyrics were very catchy, and that's what kind of saved the vocals. It's not like the vocals were bad on the song or anything. It just wasn't as special as like Imagination, but the lyrics were hella catchy. And when I first heard even the title pick you up, I'm like, oh, the lyrics are gonna be, you know, dry as fuck, you know, because it doesn't sound like it's gonna be like that creative of song. I was dead wrong. When I first heard the song, I was like, holy cow, I'm really, you know, underestimating Mark. I mean, he's, my opinion, probably the best songwriter of this generation for sure, because he's able to make dark lyrics, make them sound happy. He even did that in Pick You Up, made dark lyrics and made them sound happy. So, I mean, that's all I can really say about the song. The song was just really tight, really solid, and I like to listen to it on repeat a lot, and I would recommend you do the same. Go and listen to it. All right, now my number one pick might be subject to some controversy, but this is definitely what I want to hear Foster People do in this era, and I got it. My prayers were answered. Number one is Style. That song was the song of 2019, in my opinion. This song was just genius. I love the guitar riff so much. I love the distorted bass. I love the drum. Even though the drums, like, actual beat was boring, the drum tone made up for it. The keyboards were really good and very creative. That guitar solo is one of the best guitar solos I've heard in the past 3 years. Definitely one of the best guitar solos I've heard in the past 3 years. Just very good. The final chorus of that song is debatably one of Mark's best performances. I loved it. Really, really loved it. I loved all the layering together. I love the backing vocalist that he chose to do the song, because the bandmates don't do it. They just play their instruments, and that's that. So Mark needs, either he'll do the backing vocals or he hires people. I don't know who he hired. He hired people in that song. I don't know who he hired, but honestly, I thought it was a great choice. I like the song's meaning. It's about someone who's getting the death penalty and just wants, I don't know, gets to die in a specific way. It's kind of dark if you read between the lines of it, but it is, like I said, it sounds happy. It's a really cool song. It's got this great aesthetic to it that I enjoy. That's all I can really say about the song. It was very tight, very solid, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that's it. That's the top 6 Foster People songs from the new era. I hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.